Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, which looks like this. L'Oreal kindly sent this over as part of PR. I want to say a few months ago, perhaps a month and a half ago. I did not expect this package at all, and I did not expect to film today at all. But I really wanted to give this tinted serum a go, and I am not getting paid to share my thoughts with you all today. I did recently review the L'Oreal Prime Lab primers, which look like this. So I will link that video up above in case you're in the market for an affordable drugstore primer and would like to learn more about the ingredients, wearability, and of course my final recommendation. I am not wearing any of these under this product just because I truly wanted to get a feel for the product and its performance. L'Oreal describes this as a tinted serum with 1% hyaluronic acid. L'Oreal claims that with this tinted serum, skin will instantly look brighter, feel hydrated, and have a natural, radiant finish. This is available in 14 nude radiant shades that blend to match a range of skin tones. So each unit here is meant to match 2 different skin tones as it is a tint. If you're looking for help to perhaps find your shade, LorealParisUSA.com does have a guide that will help you find a shade that works best for you. The last skin tint I purchased is the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. I have shade 5 here, so that is what she looks like. Let's have a look at this texture. It is quite watery, actually. Actually, this did have a head start. This one's definitely a little bit on the deeper side than this, and I am wearing this on the skin currently, as you are seeing me. I still use this skin tint, the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. They currently offer 10 shades, where each unit also matches different skin tones. I love this skin tint. I am eager to see how at the end of the day this kind of compares to this. Nowadays I find myself reaching for this when I go out for dog walks and I am dealing with loads of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. This is a beautiful product, but it also retails for $42. Now let's get into some facts here, some pricing. As of the date that I am filming this, which is July 21, 2023, a 1 ounce unit of this retails for $21.99 at Walgreens. Ma'am, $20.99 at CVS. However, you do get loads of coupons via the CVS app, so $15.99 at Ulta, so you get an even better deal at Ulta. $14.99 at Target, $14.97 at Walmart, and this is where it gets weird for me. Amazon prices each shade differently, which I find kind of odd. The lightest shade at Walmart retails for $14.97, whereas the deeper shade retails for $8.20. So does Amazon do this all of the time? I don't know. This is like the first time, well, not the first time I've looked at pricing on Amazon, but perhaps the first time I've looked at Amazon for pricing on foundations or skin tints. So I don't know. Other shades are priced in between those two price points, so $14.97 and $8.20. Very odd. Why do they do that? So I can see this working for all skin types. I do suggest that sensitive skin types perform a patch test. This does contain mineral pigments that provide sheer lightweight coverage for a brightened complexion with hyaluronic acid. That gives the skin a hydrated feel and smooths it over time. Very curious about those over time claims. I'm wearing this for about 30 minutes now. I, for some reason, thought this was going to look so luminous that I was going to look like an oil slick, but I do not. I am digging the feel of this and the coverage so far. I did apply the faintest amount of Mycosa's Cloud Set powder, which I always do. This looks very gross, but you know, it's the truth of it. That's how it looks in real life. My concealer, I used the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 4.5. And these are just items that I use on a day-to-day basis. So I didn't want to change things around for this video alone. I just wanted to use things that I use on a normal everyday basis. And then I did use the LYS contour stick here. And this I love. I use it every day. I have the shade, I think, No Limits Harmony. I'm not sure. So that is kind of what I have along this shade. I picked the shade 4 to 5 medium to use today. They also sent over shade 5 to 6, which is medium tan, and I can definitely see this working on my skin when my self tanner just kind of develops a little bit more, since I literally just applied it after showering today. So I am loving the finish so far. Key ingredients here, it is the hyaluronic acid that is your selling point. However, this does also include denatured alcohol. And I will check again. If it in fact is denatured alcohol. I just want to double check for you all. True ingredients: water, dimethicone, and alcohol denat. So literally water, isododecane, dimethicone, and denatured alcohol. Your fourth ingredient here. Why? I mean, is that what is changing your texture over time? Because that'll definitely change your texture over time. These had denatured alcohol. Sometimes it was like the second or third ingredient, and although I do have a sensitivity to denatured alcohol, this didn't do anything to irritate my skin. Over time, denatured alcohol will sensitize and irritate the skin, and it will thin out that protective barrier of your skin. And I have been using just the regular True Match as well. I am wondering if perhaps that also has denatured alcohol in there as well, which for that video, which I will link up above, I did not look up the ingredients, but looking it up for this particular video kind of made me want to go back and look at it, but I am not going to do that right now because we are running out of time. Instructions for use. L'Oreal suggests that you use the dropper to pick up the serum, brushing off any excess off the side of the bottle. Add a few drops of serum to your preferred method of application. You can use your hands or you can use a beauty sponge. If you do use your hands, you can rub the product in as you would any facial serum, and you may add additional layers until you reach your desired coverage. If you do use a blender, gently bounce and buff in the serum until you have a smooth, even finish. So I've of course already applied the product over my skin. On the side I used my hands, and on the side I used the beauty sponge. I'm gonna check back in and see what's going on. And I think when I was filming the application, I enjoyed the hand application better. I felt like it gave me, of course, more coverage, whereas this kind of sheared it out. When I did go in to apply a second layer, I was so afraid that it was going to pill, and it did not. I did, however, use the Green Defense Daily Mineral Sunscreen by FARMACY. Currently, this is the, I guess, most matte slash natural finish sunscreen that I have in my collection. And as a skin serum today, I did use this combo here, and this gives me the most amazing glow. So to kind of offset that, I went ahead and paired these products with this sunscreen here. And I feel like it worked quite well, because even though I have c-firma on this skin, and this claims to have a kind of luminous, radiant finish, we are not seeing any of that right now. As I was doing my research for this skin tint, I truly thought that I was going to look like a disco ball, and it did not happen, so kudos for that so far. Currently, my skin feels so comfortable. Like, it doesn't feel like I have anything on the skin, even though I do have 2 layers of the product on the skin. Like, on the face, it feels more watery than the Summer Fridays skin tint, which I own and love. This also feels a little bit more sticky. Personally, I feel like I can layer this only when I use a beauty sponge. With my hands, I don't feel like this layers good enough unless I'm just doing this tapping motion. Whereas with this, I could rub the product in and it would still layer nicely, and it would add coverage to it without moving that existing layer throughout. So I kind of enjoyed that about this as well. As far as more of a glow, I feel like this definitely has more of a glow. Slight, I would say, pilling, flaking along the nose area for me. So I did have to go in and apply 2 more drops here and blend both of those. I think I did that off camera after I looked at myself in the mirror here. There's just a natural glow happening. Skin will instantly look brighter, feel hydrated with a natural radiant finish. So I do feel like the skin looks brighter, more even toned. Radiant finish, maybe like a natural radiance. More chats about coverage here. I do have a pretty wild situation happening around this side, and I can see some of the spots peek through, even this cute little mole here. My sunspot here, let's chat. Oh, there she is right over here. And then I do see like more moles just kind of peeking through, another mole peeking through, which I think I can still see with other foundations, especially the Armani Luminous Silk foundation. I would say that this is great when you want some coverage, but you don't want to go in with a medium or a full coverage foundation. I do personally enjoy wearing skin tints when I'm out on dog walks, or when I go to the grocery store or Target, which very rarely happens. I feel like I always just go to Target or the grocery store immediately after work, so I'm already wearing a full face, girl. I will check back in with you and see how this is doing. I have had this on my face for about an hour now, and it is 6 p.m. I know, I am just filming very late now, that the days are longer and I don't feel depressed at 5 p.m. But so far, I like this. I know that once I get closer to the camera, once it's just the ring light, the camera, and me, you can see more. You can see more texture. So we'll get up close and personal in a few seconds. So let's start with the check-in. It's that time. I did have 2 adult beverages. How does this skin tint feel? My skin has just felt comfortable this entire evening. I did go out a few times to grab laundry. But let's have a look at how we are looking after, let's see, I finished, I think I want to say 5 o'clock, 6 hours of wear. Maybe this is just my nose, it's kind of peeling. It's not the foundation, it's my nose, it's peeling. Forehead looks pretty good. We're still seeing some of that pigment here. Still holding on quite well. Usually where I run into some issues is my nasal folds where there is some separation. I was starting to tear up towards the end of the movie, so that's why there's a little bit of concealer just kind of coming off. My nose looks very large on the viewfinder. It's so weird. Overall coverage, I am still liking after about 5 hours of wear. Chin looks pretty good still. There's a bit of texture happening here, which is kind of normal for me. I think it's done pretty well. For a skin tint, I feel like it's got some pretty good coverage and it layered so well. This video isn't going up for another week or two, so make a pinned comment or check the bottom bar to see if this broke me out at all. But I would say that I am impressed with this. Knowing now how much coverage I was able to get from this, I would probably wear this to work. I'll get a little bit closer to the camera here so you can have a look. The foundation looks like, I keep calling it a foundation because it's given me the coverage of what I feel like a foundation does. But it's not a foundation, friends. It is a skin tint. And it is a hyaluronic acid-based skin tint at that. I think the side where I applied it with my hands just looks the best. Okay, so again, I am rating this. Let's do an 8.5 out of 10. I'll deduct 1 point for the denatured alcohol and half a point for just kind of the folds, the separation here, the very minimal separation here along the folds of the nose, little disappearing act here along the nose. Overall, thoroughly impressed with the coverage, how lightweight it feels on the skin after about 6 hours of wear, and I don't look like an oil slick at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think of the skin tint in the comments down below. That should be all I have. So I can go to bed. See you in the outro. All right, so friends, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I just had a bite of chocolate and it was so good. Why am I orange? My brows are looking so good today. More, you can layer this easily, or this is layered. What am I trying to say?